All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna try again to dabble in some stuff that is just sitting on my vanity. So we're gonna use the Maybelline primer, Master Primer. And this is not like the other primer that I have. Maybelline's primers smell weird, but they work. They have a pore filler one that's really good. Like I think it's called the Baby Pore Filler or something. I'll put a picture of it up when I find it, or if I find it. But this one works pretty good too. It smells really weird. So today is not really any particular look or video. It's 420, so happy 420 to all the stoners out there. So I just wanted to put on some makeup for 420. I'm literally going to put some makeup on and then go attempt to finish my project that is due this week. Guys, when I tell y'all this project that's due, like, this is my second to last week of this particular class, and it's always the assignments that are worth the most that stress me out because they're so complex, and then the professor that I have, she's not answering or responding to anybody that's asking for what we need to do in particular for this project. But she did, however, which I thought was really generous, she gave us an extension on it by 1 day. But you know what? We'll take anything at this point. She could have extended it 3 hours and I would have been grateful. So yeah, but I shout out to everybody that's currently in school, like doing online classes. To everybody that's, whether you're working on, I don't know, a bachelor's, an associate's, a master's, if you're in high school trying to graduate, I commend you. I had bumped into my niece today when I was going to the pet store, and she got into my alma mater, and I had to tell her, don't do it. I don't know what even possessed her to apply for CSI at this point, but she applied for CSI and got in. And I told her with the grades she had, I wouldn't have applied for CSI. I would have applied for every other school outside of the CUNY system because she had the grades to do it. But being now that the world is canceled, she kind of has no choice really but to. But yeah, just everybody that's at home trying to finish up classes, I salute. Big salute, because I don't know about y'all, but I've only been doing my current program for about 2 months now, and I am annoyed. Like, annoyed and stressed. Like, I can't imagine having to go sit in somebody's classroom to do these classes. So yeah, shout out to y'all that actually was doing the physical going to school at one point, because after I got my bachelor's, I didn't want to sit in nobody's classroom after that. So salute to you guys. All right, so eye primer. We're gonna use the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Rocky Mountain Green. But yeah, so I told her don't go to nobody's college or Staten Island, because, not that I don't want to say CSI was a complete and utter bad school, because it wasn't. And I just didn't take the time to socialize the way a lot of people do at CSI. Only way I socialized with you personally at CSI was either we had the same classes, so pretty much we were in the same department, or you were Greek, like you were in a sorority or fraternity. Outside of those two categories, I didn't even attempt to socialize while I was at CSI. So But and it's a commute. Like if you don't live on the island, or if you don't live in like Bay Ridge, Sunset Park, Coney Island, anywhere else outside of that, CSI is a heavy, heavy, heavy commute. And to me it wasn't worth it. Like I felt I was there forever. To me it wasn't really worth it. Um Graduation rate while I was there wasn't the highest. I feel it probably still isn't. And it also it has a high transfer rate, meaning people will start at CSI and they end up transferring to another school. So I noticed a lot of people when I was at Kingsborough, a lot of people came from CSI to Kingsborough. I did it the other way. I graduated from Kingsborough and went to CSI, which listen, if you're in high school, do not put CSI unless you live on the island. You know, even if you live on the island, don't. There are other schools on Staten Island. But I I don't I wouldn't recommend anybody on their worst day to go to CSI at this point. But what can you do? If that's the only option, what can you do? So I'm gonna try to grab some colors out of this Alien palette. So this is no longer out for sale unless you buy it on eBay or Mercari. But I managed to get my hand on one. You can see it's a pretty cute palette. So I'm going to go into the color Flying Saucer. Again, y'all know the vibes on these videos. We're just here talking and hanging out. I don't have a vision of what this is supposed to look like. But yeah, I wouldn't have gone to CSI. Like if I could like redo my college experience, I wouldn't have gone to CSI. I wouldn't have even put CSI down as an option. I had wanted so bad to go to Hunter, but Hunter wouldn't take me because I didn't have a math credit, which at the time graduating from Kingsborough, depending on which major was, you didn't need a math credit to graduate. I have a whole associates in early childhood and didn't need a math class. Like you just had to pass remedial math and you were in the good. So I passed the intro class. I didn't need any more. My degree didn't require it. And Hunter unfortunately was not trying to hear that, so I ended up at CSI. I didn't want to go to Lehman because who willingly wants to go to the Bronx? I no, wouldn't have done that. And I didn't want to go to Mega because I went to their high school and I just didn't want to be bothered with staying in that area. So my choices had dwindled down and I ended up at CSI. I did get into a few schools upstate. But again, it was just like, again, I wasn't one of those kids that fiend to go away to school. Like, don't believe the hype of going away to school. I live the experience if you must, but don't believe the hype that people make it out to be, because it's not really what it's cracked out to be. And then I remember someone asked me, how much did I have to pay back in student loans when I graduated CSI? And I said nothing. CSI owed me money. Check and mate. CSI owed me money when I left there. So how about If there's no need for you to go away, don't. There'll be plenty of time to, quote unquote, as everybody would like to say, live life. So I'm going to put the color Alien in my inner corner and see what that looks like. Yeah, so. And then it was nice to actually work and go to school, although it did kind of drain me a little bit at one point. I was working at a daycare and working at Radio City Music Hall, which was dope. Shout out to the vending team. We were lit. Shout out to F&B and merch. We were lit. But it was rough trying to do both. And then at one point I did end up pledging a sorority, so I was working 2 jobs, babysitting, going to school, and trying to pledge. Whatever was I thinking? What, you know what it was? I thought I was invincible. That's what I was thinking. I thought I was invincible, folks, because when I tell y'all tired, I think that's part of the reason why now my sleep pattern is just trash, because I was trying to do everything under the sun in one shot. This green is really pretty. All right, so we're gonna dip into the Just My Luck palette. I'm gonna go into Act Natural and Mo Bamba, which are these two at the bottom. Something else on my eyes, but I'm choosing not to at this point because I feel it's going to take away from what I'm trying to achieve with this. So, all right. Now let's dust off this and we'll get into the foundation. But more opportunities since I went to school, but you know, some people, college isn't for them. Let me not say school, because you can go to trade school. I wish I would have picked up a trade, honestly. I feel it probably would have benefited me way more than what I'm doing now. And I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Yeah, so college is not for everybody. So if you can pick up a trade, pick up a trade. Like, we're clearly seeing that it's not everybody needs college, and college is probably one of America's and the world's biggest scams. I don't care what anybody says. I really feel it's a hustle because you're paying me. I went to school for however many years prior to this for free, and now you're telling me I have to pay you to go to school? Like, it is a hustle. And I was actually telling my classmates on one of our conversations that I feel in the 10 years I've been a teacher, I haven't applied anything I've learned from a textbook. Like, everything has been from experience, and it has been from doing and learning hands-on versus reading everything from a textbook. Like, I commend those of you who actually sit and do your readings. I'm not one of those students. I hate everything about having to sit down with a textbook, because I feel, well, I guess, you know, it depends also on your profession. Whatever your profession is, like, I don't think a textbook can teach you how to be a teacher. That's something you honestly, I feel, either know how to do or you don't. And it takes a special person to work with kids. But if you're like going into like the medical field or the technology field, please read your textbook. Please read your textbooks for the sake of all of us. Because that's something that you have to, you know, read for. All right, so I'm gonna go clean up this harshness around my eyes and I will be right back. Okay guys, well, here is the final 420 look. Nothing crazy, well, a little crazy, I guess, right? But I put a corset on and I can't breathe when I tell you guys, like, I haven't worn this particular corset in God knows how long and I can't breathe. But this is the final look. I did put on a liquid lip in the color Crocodile Tears, and then I put a lip topper over it. I'm not sure what color the lip topper was. It was a light green, but y'all know me, I can't live in a matte lip for long, so I might have to go put a gloss on over this. But I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to sit in the house now, like I said, and do homework. So yeah, so if anybody wants to help me do this project, comment down below before Wednesday because I need the help. But in any case, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this look. Happy 420. Bye.